Hello, we are called the Happy Health Habits Happy Hour, and we're welcoming Karen to our happy hour. We can drink and we can eat. We can go ahead. I'm going to probably finish my lunch here in a minute. So happy hour. We're on the last day of April. Can't believe it. This May 1 tomorrow is challenge day, 28-day reset day. So get yourself signed up, grab a buddy and go. We're trying to double. We want to double our guests, of course, this year. I just got or this round. I just kind of got some. Sorry, the email was out so late, but they were having glitches with the links, and now we finally got our links. So we should have a team roster that's real nice and pretty, and so hopefully it all works out. But anyways, we're gonna talk
You
about
are
Monday.
our coach, right?
Yep,
You
I'll be
are
the. What's
you're our
that?
team leader. You are our team leader.
Yep, I'm the team leader. So when you register, I'm the team leader. Use my magic link. You'll be on my team roster. Sharon has her team roster because she always invites like 50 people, but it'll be on our team. So we'll all be on a collective team.
Okay.
And remember, the more win calls you show up for, the more points you accumulate, the more times you enter your water, your steps for the day, the more our points our whole team gets. So then they did give team points too. There were team winners. So I think we have a lot of players. So I think we can really, I think we can do it up. I have all the confidence in us in the world.
Yes.
So even if you just drank your water for the day and you entered it, you're helping,
Yes.
everybody,
Yes.
get a point for the team. Take one for the team. And that's how Sharon got her husband to participate. She told him he needed to take one for the team, and then she would put his points in for the day. So
Oh, good.
so yeah. So if you have one of
I,
those,
I
I
did
have
get
one.
I did get a little eye roll when I said that.
Yeah.
Take
Yeah,
one for the team.
yeah. My husband, he eye rolls me when I signed him up for the challenge too.
Oh, I may I, I may work on Jane for that. I may try that.
He goes, how many times do I have to tell you? Stop signing me up for.
Well, I
Um,
never have, but I'll say I'm the only one who doesn't have a husband on the team. So,
No, you're not.
oh, and it's my anniversary today. That could be my present, right? Honey,
that's your
I need
present.
you to sign up.
That's your present. Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm going to let Tanya share before she has to go, but for wins of the day and her takeaway from Monday night, inspired by our ever present but never on camera Elaine. Um, and let's see. I am going to come up with some. I haven't had time yet, you guys, honest to God, but I'm going to come up with some sort of other extra prizes for us as our team. And maybe I'm going to come up with some extra fun stuff for us. Just for our team. And then the protein powder, whey powder, guys, that's still on sale through May 12th, by the way, for only $40. So I might do like a giveaway or something if for guests or something like that because it's really good. Anyway, so I'll come up with something. So, Tanya, what did you get on a Monday? What are your wins for the week? Any wins and learns? So, Karen, what we do is we share wins, we share learns. Those are moments where we didn't do what we wanted to do. And then we talk about our Monday night health class and what we got out of that, or any other special events like Dr. Anderson. So we're gonna kind of share takeaways. So, Tanya, floor is yours.
And I don't have my notes with me, of course, because I'm driving. But I do know Monday night was spectacular. Elaine just blew it out of the water. I didn't catch quite the whole thing, so I do want to go back and rewatch it all. My wins for the week, I have been straight up exercising for almost a full 2 weeks now. I feel fantabulous. Um, it's taken a little bit of getting used to, but my body is slowly adjusting to it. No movement on the scale per se, but um, the movement in my body is adjusting, and We'll keep adjusting as I gain more resistance and functionability to what I'm doing.
Mhm. Awesome. 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 Bravo.
Yes.
Bravo. And you're how many support calls are you getting to a week still? Win calls?
Every day.
Every day? Oh, she's cutting
Yes,
out.
ma'am, every day,
Every
including
day.
Saturday.
So, including Saturday, how much has that helped you? Just having that 15 minutes of, you know, like support. How much has that helped you?
The community support is keeping me on track and in the now. Um, just knowing that you have all of those people standing behind you.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
that's why I make sure it's a priority for me every day.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm so excited. Look, I have a heart on my shirt. Love you. That is so awesome. So great. Was it one day they were talking about element 23 about how you feel? I can't remember what day it was. I got so much out of that. Element 23 is about that higher level mindset and how you feel in your body and when you're breathing, where do you feel this tension in your body? I can't remember which call that was, but
Mhm.
you know. So, yeah. So, anyways, that was great. Well, Tanya, you're doing awesome. You're killing it, girlfriend. So, are you doing your breathing exercises?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome. Is that helping you too?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. Good. Awesome. Awesome.
I
Well,
do a lot of breathing.
everybody, love yourself enough to give yourself a great big hug, right? I do this every morning, do my breathing.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
through the nose, out through the mouth. Love yourself enough to calm yourself down before you make decisions. Woof. Before you make the wrong ones. Get that brain and body connected. And Karen, if you're seeing this, we work on teaching people how to get out of the stress brain and into the relaxation brain so they can make really good choices. So everyone do some breaths while we're sitting here and getting started, getting coherence. High five, high 10 for you all for showing up today. And do you guys do your high five to yourself in the morning? Have you guys tried that?
No, I haven't tried that.
So Mel Robbins started this, and I've had another person tell me that. Remember Dave Blanchard? He said, "Look yourself in the mirror and say, I choose you." Right? Remember that?
Yes. Yeah. That,
Mhm.
The
that.
mirror, I choose you, and give yourself a high five. And Mel Robbins says it is so powerful because that tells you I choose you, and you're on my own. I'm on your team. Okay, I am for you. I'm not against you. And look yourself in the eye. I've been doing that for a whole probably a year and a half now, and I'm addicted to it. I can't not high five myself.
Oh
Truly,
my
truly.
God.
It makes a difference. It's so funny, but you got to be on your own team. Okay. So it's telling your subconscious, that little ego, that little, right? That little the ego in there. It's telling Satan, not today, right? I
Yes.
got you, right? And not today, Satan. So remember, you're an optimist, always optimistic, and you're an activist in your own life, and you're making things happen. You can't just wish. You can't sit around and wish they happen, right? We've got to do something, be something different, to do something different, to have something different. So first we be different. We breathe, right? We calm, we do different. You're in a tribe, like Tanya says, you're never alone. You're in a tribe, and we're your tribe. We get you. We've been there, and we are the weirdos that are going to change the world.
Yes.
And they mentioned on whatever day I was on one of the win calls, they said, live out loud, be the weird one. The healthy people are the weird ones. I seriously, people look at you and go, "What's your deal?" And you're happy, you're well adjusted, you're making healthy choices, you have more joy. It's clear when you're healthier. The people around you know it, don't you think?
Yes. Yes, they do. They do.
Yeah. And I actually had several people in the last week or two say, I really need to get to know you. I'm just really drawn to you. I really need to get to know you. Tell me more. What do you do? What do you, and I was blown away by that because it just is, and that's what they were talking about, is you have a different energy when you are, in control of your own health and in groups with your own people who get you, right? So, um, always remembering, Karen, where self-care, if you're watching, is the foundation. Self-love is the foundation of starting any habit. So learning to love ourselves and forgive ourselves and letting all that junk go and being nice to ourselves. I always try to remember, would you say what you say to yourself to a friend? And if so, knock it off. If not, knock it off. Right?
Yeah.
All right. So let's enough of that. So Phyllis, what's your win for the week? And you got any notes for Monday?
Um, just getting in on that challenge. This will be my first challenge like that. And so I'm a little bit worried about the amount of steps. I walk about 20 minutes a day, or not every day, but most days. And so I'm a little bit nervous to hopefully can get in those steps. I did listen to the videos.
Phyllis, you just go at your own pace. Everybody goes at their own pace.
I did listen to the videos, and it was kind of interesting how when they were saying, as far as like, well, the proper nutrition, that's what the doctor that was the endocrinologist,
Hi,
and
Tanya.
how they talked about how good Optavia is because they made it to be very nutritious for us. But then also it's interesting, like when you're in fat burn, you're eating yourself.
You're eating yourself.
But I saw another pound drop, so one more and I'll be at 10 pounds. I'm excited. Can't wait.
Yeah,
Yay.
that's fantastic. Yeah, your body is you go from carbohydrate burning to protein burning to fat burning, which is the hardest low gear of your metabolism. Shift it to low gear, and that fat, burning a pound of fat is 3,500 calories, guys, and that's the best calories ever you can burn. It's the best calorie source ever. Phyllis, you're gonna do this challenge. That's awesome. Good job, girl.
Thank you. Thanks, team.
Yep, and you're face to face too, so I was really proud of you. We can already see it. Now it's another 2 pounds, so keep eating yourself.
That sounds so funny.
Oh my gosh.
I know. And your husband, he's doing great too. He's following along unwillingly a little bit at times, but he's good. All right, so
He's very supportive.
sign him the challenge too, and your friends. All right, so everybody's welcome, and no one has to pay a thing or buy a thing. So they're going to get phenomenal content. You just wait; you're going to love it. So, Betty, what about you? You got a win for the week and notes from Monday?
I don't have notes from Monday, but today's win call was fantastic. But I have notes from myself for yesterday. I got to see Dr. Michelle, and I had discovered a new exercise that helps my shoulder. And I was showing her it on the counter, and you lean down I can lean down and really stretch out my shoulder. And then she showed me a whole bunch more, and we got to talking. I got all excited about it, and we were talking about different stretching exercises, which is what I need. And then I had Kate yesterday, and we were talking about her, and we were working on exercises and stuff like that. And she had said over it, she said, Betty, your body is your best buddy. And I said, that's my slogan. Betty's body is her best buddy. That's my slogan. I'm claiming it. It's mine. And so I've been figuring out, and I was thinking, I figured out a time, like about every day, if I would just get 1 to 2, because that's a time when my little hiney drags. I don't do anything. And it's like, well, if you're just sitting here doing nothing, you may as well be exercising. And so I got real fired up about it. And so when I get done with this, we're going to, or I'm going to do something, but I did get some exercise in this morning. So I was real excited. And then today's win call gave me so many ideas of what people do every morning from sleep, what they do first thing in the morning or last thing at night. And it's like, now, is that easy? Why was that so hard for you? Oh, you didn't want to do it. Perhaps that was why. And so, but there's always turn off the TV, do my meditation. They just had things, and it's like, I've got 8 people. I can pick and choose whatever I want. So yes, I have all these wins. Plus, the last one, I got to model an outfit on Saturday, and I said that I never
Yes.
knew I would grow up to be a model. And Dr. Michelle sent back and says, "You've always been a role model. Maybe not a runway model, but you've always been a good role model."
Whose fit was that you were modeling? You sent me.
Yeah, my sweatshirt.
Yeah.
What we did was we had a lesson on remake. You bought a sweatshirt and then you cut it and put a zipper on it, and I put pockets and decorated it, and it's really, really nice. It came out nice. And so that's, yeah. So I send everything to her because I can't get on the do it on the computer. But
I'll put it in the Optimal Life group for you.
okay, so
Yeah.
I love doing that. Thank you. So
Yeah.
anyway, I've had all kinds of wins this week. I just but Betty's body is her best buddy, which means that
Betty's
I
body is the
need
best
to
buddy.
talk to Buddy, and I are going to do some exercises after I get off here.
And that I want you to say that every time you come on because it's going to inspire all of us. And how many times are you on win calls a week? Twice a day or once a day?
The days that I can, I'm on twice a day and on Saturday. And I want you to know that not last week, but the week before, I sat there and waited and waited, and they never came on. They never came on, but that's okay because I read the workbook for Dave Blanchard. And then all of a sudden, when I was there half an hour, I realized it's Friday night, Betty. They're out dancing, but I was studying my workbook. So that, anyway, that's just.
You got some good study time in, right?
Yes,
Yep.
I did, and I got the workbook filled out and did some stuff in that too, so, yes.
So
Yes.
when we bookend our days, when we look at our optimal health clock, guys, in element number 8, I think element number 7, I think it is. You're gonna make, in the morning, you have a morning,
Yeah.
you have a twilight hour right before bed and a miracle morning hour right before,
Yeah.
right? Take that hour before bed and that hour before the world, you let the world in to have your own meditation and help time and focus time. Yeah. So that morning, I call it my morning movement and miracle hour, and then Dr. A calls it the twilight hour.
Twilight, yeah. And there were so many helpful hints that different things that people do, and it's like, it's just do it. I've got that somewhere. I think it was Dave Blanchard said, just do it. And so I've got little signs here, there, and yeah, because I'm a perfectionist and I don't want to do it. If it ain't perfect, I don't want to do it. So
8, guys, make sure you know what your clock looks like.
yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Element 8, that's the Optavia symbol, right? So make sure you plan that out. Good job, Betty. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
She's already signed up for the challenge.
Yeah.
You can bring friends too, Betty. You can just send them that .com and they can sign up too. They don't need to be on a Facebook.
Okay. Yeah. If I can,
Yep.
stubborn, they're more
Good.
stubborn than I am, but yes. I'll
All
see
right.
if I can get them. Yeah.
Hey, you know what? If people just actually signed on and watched the videos and didn't do a thing,
I know.
they'd get so much out of it. Sharon says that to people all the time. Just come on and watch the videos. It's worth it.
It might be.
So anyway, Sarah, how about you? What did you get out of Monday? Do you have a win or learn for the week?
I didn't see Monday. I have gone up to win calls 5 days a week, 3 in the evening and 2 in the morning, which is huge.
Wow, 5 a week?
5 a week. I do, that's not counting the Monday call and the Dave Blanchard call. That's
Wow.
in the midst of that.
Wow.
The win that I have, I don't know exactly what it was one of the win calls, but I don't know exactly what day it was, but it brought a light bulb moment to me yesterday because I was in a lot of pain yesterday. And a lot of, because I had a question on Monday about cortisol and how it, the body reacts to it. And I'm in constant pain all day. And it has been having an emotional effect on me as well as the physical effect. But the light bulb moment was, don't hold on to broken emotions.
Yes.
Because for me, it's like it came, this is, like, this is why this happens and this happens because that happened. So that's why that went, like, exploded, in my head. The emotions that I had was the pain, and that brought on all this crying and when is it going to stop? I'm doing this. I changed how I'm eating. I'm exercising, but I still have the pain. So that started working in the head. So that, don't hold on to broken emotions.
Yep.
And as far as the breathing, what the infinity.
Yeah, the
infinity.
Yeah. Okay.
When I find myself, I find it in my shoulders tense.
Yep.
And I do that. And the other one that you showed that works the best for me is the alternate shoulder rolls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
That relieves so much stress.
Yes.
Here's another, the alternating ones. And don't forget about this one.
Yes.
Follow eyes in the infinity symbol. Okay.
So you don't move your head, you just move your eyes to follow.
And then you just follow, and make a figure 8 sideways. Right?
Yeah.
That one's really good. Or up and down and just follow your fingers. Yep, and you can just leave your head straight. Yeah. The other one we talked about last week, which was the butterfly hug, alternating.
Yeah. Remember that one.
Okay.
That
And
too, but this helped. This just, it's like it's rolling all of it off.
You guys message me if you want the how to process emotions video that one of the Optavia gals does. I can't remember her name. She was on Amber Smithson. She did a great video on processing emotion, and I can send you that and you can go through that. And then if you want it, I'll send it to you. Make sure you get the link. And then it might be good for you to maybe process some emotions with someone to help you get that emotion. The broken emotions stay stuck in our bodies and our body holds it. So it might be good for you to work with Kate, and I can, Betty would say that as well.
Because she got out of my knee and out of my shoulder. And so much less pain. And so now I got to get the weight down and start working, doing the exercise to keep it up.
Make sure you see the Monday night video. Yvonne, you said you didn't see it?
No, I didn't.
It was an endocrinologist and a
Oh, no,
chiropractor.
I saw that one. I saw
That
that.
one. Okay, yeah, that one was, it
Yes,
was brilliant.
it was the endocrinologist that I asked about the cortisol.
That was you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Oh, good for you. Then that was
Yeah.
such. You show up. My team shows up. We had 10 people on Monday night for the kickoff lunch, and I was so proud of you guys. So proud. And Elaine was the one that inspired the first conversation. Sarah, you asked the other question about cortisol. It was a beautiful evening. Absolutely. You guys,
It was
you guys
very
awesome.
good. Very good.
It was awesome. And I sent it to several other women who struggle with the same thing. So thank you, Elaine. If you want to pop on, we appreciate, we'd love to thank you live. But that was great. We got some good answers.
Yeah.
From about the belly fat, right? And remember, we can't help cortisol. It's just the only thing we can do is keep our stress down as low as possible. So when we feel off in any way, we have to calm our nervous system down. If we have pain, if we have anxiety, if we have, if we have stress in our mind, if we're getting whatever, we got to calm down because that increases our cortisol and it stops our weight loss, but it also is toxic for our body. So make sure you're doing those exercises is really important. So Margot, Sharon, Jane, anybody want to share anything? Roxy, Mary was on Monday night too. We were representing. I was so excited. Hi, Wendy. How are you? It's good to see you. Retirement's doing okay for you?
I'm good. Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome.
Keeping busy.
Grandbabies, and your healthy habits are going okay? Do you want to join us with the challenge or?
Well, no, because I'm going on a cruise next week.
Um,
But I'm looking forward to eating lots of fresh fruit and salad bar and
well, the
seafood
video,
and good stuff.
you can always catch up when you get back. They keep it all alive for another
There's
month.
lots of healthy choices, but I'm looking forward to.
Cruises are great. You do the stairs, you have the front, you can walk the ship, you can have this buffet of beautiful things that you don't have to make yourself.
Fresh fruit and salad bars and seafood and salmon and good stuff.
Cruises are a floating spa, Wendy, honestly. My husband and I always lose weight.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah, I'm looking
good.
forward to doing a lot of walking around.
Yeah, I love it. That's fantastic. Where are you going?
Alaska.
Yay!
Yeah.
Wow.
Very good.
It's kind of a twofer because my mother lives in Seattle, so I'll see her right before the ship, and then we get off on Mother's Day, so I get to spend Mother's Day with my mom.
Oh, awesome.
Good.
Pictures of clean and greens and your choices on the ship so we can all be inspired by your healthy habits. That is awesome.
Wandering around.
That is awesome. That is awesome. Alaska is amazing. It's so good for your soul there. I've been there. It's fantastic. So glad you're back on. We love you.
I'm home today. I'm trying to pack and get organized, so it's good.
Oh, I'm glad.
Yes.
Hugs. All right, Margot, what'd you get out of Monday? What'd you do? You have no
A couple of things, and I mean, there are a lot that everybody's already talked about, but one of the things that I thought was interesting that I hear so much of is when they're talking about calories.
Yes.
And you hear somebody go, yeah, well, they had a McDonald's yesterday, and it was only I checked, it's only 300 calories in a McDonald's. And I go, yeah. And like they related, you take a piece of salmon and some fresh vegetables, and that's 300 calories. Which calories have got more nutrition in them?
Exactly.
And it's not just people think
Exactly.
about counting calories, but they forget about considering the nutrition in the calories they're counting.
Yep.
So they think calories is the answer.
Yep.
And probably the biggest thing that I got that I thought was so true is when they talk about the number one tool for longevity is don't do it alone. Don't do what we're trying to do alone.
Yes. Yes, I
It
would
doesn't
agree.
work. And the more you bring in other positive influences in your life,
Yep.
the easier it is to deal with the negatives and the problems and things like that. And of course, JC kept referring to good old stop, challenge, and choose.
Yep.
You know, as soon as you think or have any thoughts that something may not be quite right or you're unsure about it,
Yep.
stop,
Yep.
challenge yourself to figure it out, then choose the right direction to go.
Yep.
And I think how often we hear that in the program and what we're doing.
Yep.
And then my win was the weather has been so wonderful. And I finally got to get out and start walking again. And when I finished walking last fall, I was doing about 2,000 steps, and that was pretty good for me. And I was doing it at least 3 or 4 times a week. If I could do more, I would. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to start out slow and easy. It's been a long winter. And without realizing it, I did my 2,000 steps. And then I got this, I think I told you all, I got this new elliptical machine. Well, I did 2,000 steps on my walk outside. I did 3,000 on my elliptical without even realizing it. Just being on the computer and working and talking. So my legs are starting to work. They're starting to move, and that's awesome. That's awesome.
Is fantastic. So so I have to piggyback on what you just said. Congratulations, A. B, the stop challenge choose that JC brought up again.
Yeah.
Go to page 476 of your life book, 476, and it's when you're hooked with emotions or you're hooked with some sort of stimulus and you're hooked and you're hooked into something and you're getting upset, you're hooked. There's a series of questions when you're getting stuck. What are you feeling? What's going on here? What do you need to do? What aligns with your values? What serves you and what serves the outcomes you'd like to have? These are great questions to reflect on. And I was taking a money love course. I'm working on, Wendy, you'll love this. My financial health and well-being this year is my goal. I'm taking a money love class. And ironically enough, the woman is talking about the nervous system. And she says, I got a new one for you. She says, you stop, you signal your nervous system that you're feeling unsafe, so you need to look around you and figure out what it is that's making you feel unsafe. So stop, signal your nervous system, which is challenge, and then solve before you solve and then you can solve the problem. Or before you solve, do you know? So she was saying stop, signal your nervous system, solve the problem in that order. Don't try to solve the problem before you stop. Calm yourself down, do your butterfly hugs, do your figure eights, do whatever you can, right? With your nervous system, do your shoulder, whatever you're going to do. Breathe, do your breathing. Ask yourself, what is going on here? What are you feeling? What do you need to do? What serves you here? Then solve the problem. Because when we try to solve problems with our panic brain, it does not go well.
No.
It does not go.
Yeah, it isn't. It isn't.
You've got to stop and think about it.
Yeah.
And then look at it and go, oh, that's what it really looks like.
And
now I can make a decision about it.
And raise your hand if you've done panic decisions and solutions.
Oh,
yeah. Oh,
yeah. Well, how often do we make snap decisions?
Yeah,
exactly. But I love
decisions never work.
Yeah,
I loved your take on that whole thing, and it was all having to do with money, guys, and financial health. And here's the thing: is that This is a thing, and this nervous system health is a thing. And so for you, Sarah, Yvonne, you really working on this, because it stops us from having what we want, whether it be pain-free living, weight. Remember when not Mari, but oh, Chris Collins came on. She just lost 50 pounds. Now she's struggling. She's stuck. She's slipping off the wagon. Whenever we hit a ceiling in our health. When we hit a ceiling, right? She hit 50. She's awesome. It's a scary place to be because now we're at a new place and we don't know what the next place looks like. So it's scary to our nervous system because we've never been there before.
Yeah. Yeah.
There, but we've never been there. So that's why it's so important to learn the breathing and the stopping and the processing through these emotions, because otherwise we'll stay stuck in whatever we're working on.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I also like where they say, you think stop, choose, challenge, and you go so fast, stop, challenge, choose, rather. You go so fast, but they say you might need to take 24 hours or the week to think, but you don't do it. You want to stop, look both ways and go, but you're not registering that there's a train coming, or you need to, when you get to that
that's right, Betty. You may look, but you didn't see the train coming.
No, you didn't. Right. You did not. And
long enough to figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the other thing that the endocrinologist said, and I want to look for this book because she was talking about
the lies I told in medical school.
The lies I taught in medical school by a doctor, talking about weight loss and the nervous system and your thought process and medications and how all those things affect you. And I loved it. I thought the title is perfect because
it was
true it is.
The lies I taught in medical school. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sharon, and I don't know if you can speak to this, Sharon, but Sharon had a client that her doctor told her something, and her client and Sharon and I were like, what? Like they don't know what they're talking about, guys.
I think of that with my doctors all the time.
Right?
Go, do this, and I go, do what?
I know.
You want me to do what? Why?
Sharon, did you want to share? You're on mute, girl. Sharon, tell them how many people you've already invited to the challenge.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure.
She lost track.
I'm not sure.
She lost track, literally.
I've lost track.
Truly.
Cool.
But I can't. I'm trying to think of our conversation.
It was about protein, and it was about this isn't sustainable, and something.
Yeah. I wasn't understanding at all what wasn't sustainable.
What's not sustainable?
The doctor said it wasn't sustainable. I'm just like, if you're eating good nutritionally, what's not sustainable?
Yeah.
So I'm just curious more about that. I don't know about get more information. But
well, the thing is it blew her mind that the doctor said eating healthy wasn't sustainable.
Yeah.
So anyway, that's a joke. But then Sharon also, you had was the other thing you said this morning that was really profound. Oh no, I was just gonna it just escaped me. About the sugar. She was talking to someone about sugar because Sharon and I, Sharon has been told someone that she used to abuse sugar. She used to have a real addiction to sugar and she's inspired multiple people just overhearing the sugar conversation, right? I'm putting words in your mouth, but you went out on a limb too, didn't you? And you talked to her about it.
Yeah, well, so the win I guess I got was that yesterday I donated blood. And this little gal, told me I had great veins and you're well hydrated. And I was just like, my head's getting big, you know? And
Yes.
she was just so, I want to say, aware and informed of what hydration can do for you. And I just, kudos to her that, I mean, she's probably in her around 30. And, I just said, majority of people your age don't have any idea what hydration does for you. So I said, kudos to you. I said, you inspire me that you know that much at your age, because it's taken me 30 years past that to understand that, I was just, and she told me that she gets, sugar cravings, and I'm just like, oh, well, I've abused sugar for years. Anyway, just a great conversation, but I was just really impressed that someone that young knew and understood the importance of hydration and wanted to share that, wants to share that with other people that come in. But she said, some people come in and they haven't drank any water for 3 days. Just like,
Yeah.
Oh, that hurts. That
I mean,
hurts. And no,
she was just going on how it's so good for your brain. And I was just like, I'm in your world.
Yeah. So yeah,
I align with you.
you've gone up, bravo, because you've gone out on a limb talking to people about the sugar thing when it comes up, just random strangers, and it's just been amazing to see Sharon just be like, but I can't not say something to these. She's compelled to say something, and so, it's so great. It's so great.
But
Yeah.
takeaway that I had was, well, I like the calorie thing, and saying that, that 300 calories at McDonald's, you'll be hungry in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Just like, hungry for what? Something else along the same line.
Yeah.
And also I think it was her talking about the food noise and how protein, and I, just kind of, like the fuelings, that's what it did for me. The protein, the protein and the right carbs and fats in there. It wasn't, it was the
Healthy
protein
nutrition.
it was the nutrition that just,
Tracy said,
desire for sugar go, but
right?
It's just a realization that was what, changed my complete trajectory of using sugar.
Yeah.
All
that
because,
was after, and
because
that was
you were,
after a month. What?
Go ahead.
Oh, I said, and that was after a month, but that just kind of really hit home that was what, was going on with me, or I want to say helped me to quit abusing sugar.
I was thinking about you the whole time, because our conversation when we first started was pure desperation and pure skepticism. And Sharon, I just said, Sharon, just do this. Just hold my hand and do it. And within that month, she got it. She totally got it. And it was the fuelings. It was the protein. It was the nutrition. And she was unhooked from her sugar crazies.
That's so good. That is so good.
And Sharon, that they said sugar is food for food noise. It's just like putting gas on a fire. Sugar is food for food noise. And if you're taking a GLP solution, the hack is protein. I loved it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I had to laugh too about, people talk about other programs and, well, they could have this cake, and I'm just like, all right, you could have some cake. There's no nutrition in it, and it's just, it's escaping all that, that you, if you want to be healthier, I guess it's just an escape to.
And the thing is
I can have this and I can have that. I'm just like, yeah, you can.
Yeah,
anyway,
you can.
Or you can't.
Yeah.
You can, but you don't have to.
Yeah,
And
and
that-
it's not healthy, but it leads to, okay, that little bite, and then that leads to another little bite, and then, oh, look what I found back in the corner of the, you know,
It's
and
like
the chocolate's turned white, and you're still eating it because it, you know, no, it's there. It's, yeah.
like a little bit of cocaine or a little bit of alcohol, right?
Yeah, you
But,
cannot touch it. It's the first
and
bite.
also, Margot said something about longevity, and she said,
Don't do it alone.
don't do it alone. Okay.
Yes.
And I don't know if I missed that, but I wrote down lean muscle mass
Yes.
is
That too.
number
Yeah,
one predictor of longevity.
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
Muscle equals metabolism equals mobility equals longevity. Yep. Mortality. Yeah. Yep.
So I thought that was, just some really confirming insights, I guess, that they said, that from somebody else, from somebody who's been coaching or an endocrinologist for years, so.
Yep, absolutely. And that, that she's an RN, the gal leading is an RN, and the doctor of chiropractic, JC, is my buddy, been for decades, right? And, these people are just, they're living what they're saying. There's no question about it. Did you guys go back and Roxy, you were on, did you want to say something? Did you have a win of the week? Roxy has been, you guys, I don't know. Roxy, you should go to her Facebook page. She's got her suits. She's having spa days. She's doing talks. This girl is like, mate, she's got a pull up banner. And I'm like,
Yeah, I've been kind of very busy. Yeah. Yeah. Here's something. I don't know if you already, talk about it, but when they say, if it's really a healthy person, it's the numbers on the scale, or it's really, how you face the adversity.
yes,
Yeah.
Really goes like,
yes, that I heard that too.
I did too.
healthy. Actually, really, sometimes we see the scale and it was like it's moving and everything is going on, but inside of us, we're getting strong. And I think we are just healthy. Even the scale is just, going, moving a little bit down or a little up. We are strong. We're strong inside. So I was like, yes, that's
How
my
you with adversity that and Roxy in the middle of a divorce, and you're handling your adversity in a very healthy way, even if the number on the scale isn't exactly the way you want it to be, right?
Ready to hit reset for me. Ready to hit reset for me.
I just love that. I just love that point, and that's what I want to share today.
Mm-hmm. And not only you are handling it personally, but you're actually bringing, you're bringing your best self forward, and it's it's sharpening your saw. It's making you better.
And what you see in my Facebook, I partnered with another ladies, and we're doing workshops for women this month, and then part of the next month. So all the ladies that are here are just amazed. Every time, yeah, woman, we don't really care about where are they from. We just go to a restaurant and eat and have dinner, and as we do like networking. So this time we decided to do it different, and we just making workshops, and we're going to have a dinner in May. But we are just showing to the women what we can change and what we can do. Of course, the program, I'm telling them what happened to me and what's doing for me. And of course, just I did my banner. I'm so proud of it. So, and yeah.
Roxy, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Dr. Us.
Oh, it's so beautiful. And the beautiful thing, guys, is we don't have to know a thing. All we got to do is just, if you do, she used to just show up with her life book and say, okay, well, let's talk about this topic, right? And it's all right here. She doesn't have to know a thing other than read that page, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting when Sharon was talking about
476, right?
Yeah, when Sharon was talking about the doctors and that, of course, I've had a lot of experience with talking with doctors, but
Yes.
two of the things that strike me the most is when I ask about medications and their response is, this has been recommended by the pharmaceutical companies. They wouldn't be putting this out if it wasn't good for you or if it wasn't the latest new thing or whatever. Why is it good for me? Well, this is what the pharmaceutical, they can't answer it. And the other one that drives me crazy is when they say, well, I really can't say anything more about that because it's not within my scope of practice.
Mm-hmm.
Which me, like JC was talking about when you said he lives what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
And these doctors get so into themselves and their little tunnel that they don't look beyond that and think, what can I do beyond what I'm doing to help my patients?
Yeah.
Well, I can strictly follow my scope of practice, and what happens, happens. And that's almost how they come across. And you've got Optavia and Dr. Anderson who are out there fighting the fight for us and getting the answers for us. And if they don't have the answer, they go find it.
Yeah.
And they come back with it. It's like JC was saying, how now muscle mass is the thing that they're focusing on. It all started with habits of health and then weight loss and different steps along the way. And then people working out and optimization and now muscle, they're taking each part of our health routine and regime and perfecting it so that we can have longevity.
And keep in mind, yes, Margot, yes, and yes, and yes. And keep in mind, I am talked to several people already that they've been on the weight loss meds for 12 to 18 months and they're wearing off. The effect is worn off. So now they're really worried, right? Because they're still, the food noise is back. They're not losing weight, or they're gaining. So they need us more. They need, they need us more and our example more. So live more out loud, share more, be more, because the people, they're still looking for more answers. Don't be afraid. Does that make sense? They're just dying out there. They're on the Titanic and they're going down, and we are in the lifeboat, literally. So don't be afraid to throw someone a life preserver.
Don't be afraid to tell your truth, because they don't know how to answer it.
Yeah.
Right.
They don't know how to tell you that that's not right.
Truly, absolutely. There's nothing. Yeah. And if you didn't watch and you don't have my Facebook, I want to share quickly here. If you didn't, Betty won't be able to see it. But if you get a chance, I shared my experience with, on live today, my experience with the food noise and the sugar. Because, I keep my blood sugars really, really low in a day. I've been living this way for a long time. Went out to eat. Or went out to eat Friday night, had wine. I had the baklava, I had a little bit of potatoes, I had a little bit of the rice, right? I chose the lean and green, but I had a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Well, I'll tell you what, and I never drink anymore because it makes me feel terrible. But let me tell you my experience, because I'm a fat and protein burner, and I live the low glycemic, healthy for way life, right? I live this lifestyle. I was starving for 2 days.
Oh, I bet.
I was hungry for 2 days, you guys. I was wanting to gnaw my arm off.
Yes.
Even on a GLP-1. And I went up into sugar burning. I think it was the wine, ultimately speaking, because it's so easy burn. I went up into sugar burning like that, and I couldn't shut that food noise off for 2 days. And my husband felt the same way. And I said, and he didn't feel as bad as me. I think it was the wine. But it was exactly what they were talking about on Monday night. It fired up my food noise like nobody's business. I was looking for sugar all day long, and I was just starving. And so what I did the third day or the end of the second day is I started having a tuna packet with everything I ate. I had my fuelings, but I added tuna to all my meals. The next day I was fine.
Just needed some protein.
I got protein in, you guys. The protein.
Wow. Yeah.
the protein totally slammed it down. And I made sure I got way more protein and I got my healthy fats in. And it was gone that third day. That
Good.
after the end of that third day, I couldn't believe it. It was so exactly what they were talking about. So now I have my own little case study because it was the freaking tuna that saved my life. I mean, I could have
Good.
been in detox and sugar hell again. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's so easy. That's what they say. You're allowed a piece of cake.
Right?
Why? I don't want a piece. I've got birthday cake in the refrigerator. It's been in there since Sunday. And if Jean doesn't eat it pretty soon, it's going right in the garbage because
Yep.
it's not even talking to me. It's not talking to me. It's just in my way.
Yeah.
We had leftovers that second day and I had some on the second day and then that was when I was actually hungry for 2 days. I said, this is not happening again. No, no leftovers.
It's not worth
Yes.
it.
What was your hand? Your hand's up, girl.
I have a question about protein drinks like Ensure.
Not Ensure. Mm-mm. Nope.
Sugar, isn't it? A lot of sugar.
Yep. You
Okay.
read that label, girl. No Ensure. Nah. Mm-mm. You
Okay.
have shrimp, you have protein, you have tuna, you have real protein, or you have protein powder, like whey powder that's plain and not adulterated sugars, or you have the shakes from Optavia. You do not have Ensure. Mm-mm.
Okay.
Nope. Absolutely
So
not.
if I'm not getting enough protein in my lean and green, can
You
I
have. Mhm.
can I do a shake?
Yeah, we need to talk about what you're doing. If you're doing 5 fuelings a day, you're already getting 5 times 12 grams of protein 5 times a day.
Okay.
You're already getting 50, 60, almost 60 grams of protein just in your fuelings 5 times a day. That's 60 grams.
Okay. Okay.
If you have your lean and green meal, you have another 500 calorie. If you have 5, 6, or 7 ounces of protein, that's another. If you 5, 6, or 7, that's 7 times 7, 7 times 5. That's another 35 or 45 grams of protein.
Okay.
So
Okay.
that's 90 grams of protein in a day. You don't need more than that.
Okay.
Your protein is all figured out in your plan.
Okay.
Okay. But I'm not on 5 and 1. You know what I'm saying? I'm not on 5 and 1, but that's already in your plan. You don't need to supplement protein.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
Thank you.
Yeah, nutrition told me that if you're on the 5 and 1 strictly, that you're getting a minimum of 70 grams of protein a day.
Yeah.
So you
Okay.
don't need more than that.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank
70 to
you.
90.
Getting more won't hurt you, but you don't need to worry about getting more than that because
Okay.
that's
Yeah.
how they designed it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm saying if you end up in trouble and you're down the sugar hole, eat some protein.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or if
So-
you're craving sugar, that dill pickle helps a lot too. It just changes your mind right away. If I remember to use that, if I go to that really helps. And when Dr. Michelle, you would tell me that in the beginning, have a dill pickle. Yeah. And then one day I went and it's like that puppy really calms down that sugar
Okay.
craving.
Sugar cravings are curbed by bitter, salty, or hot, spicy.
Yeah, and I like spicy too, but
Mhm.
that get one of nice little spear and crunch, and you get a little crunch in your ear too, so you know you're eating something that helps.
Okay.
Yep.
Betty, something else about the dill pickle. If you're somebody who gets like cramps or Charlie horses, things like
yeah.
that, as soon as it hits, drink about a quarter glass of just the pickle juice. Just
Mhm.
down it.
Yeah.
And it's gone.
Yeah,
the
I
ache
have the
and
restless
pain is
leg
gone.
system, and that
Yeah. As
Yeah,
soon
that
as
helps.
it comes on, drink the pickle juice and it's gone.
yeah.
Wow.
that-
So, Margot, do you have a closing for us today?
I do.
Don't forget,
Right.
everybody hold on a second, bring a hack or bring a recipe or whatever you want to share. Guys, if you have extra things in the life book, don't forget to bring those extra things too if you have something,
I
okay?
do have a recipe. Do you want it real quick? I was going to make the waffle, and so I was mixing the pancake with chocolate chips, and I was making the brownie, and I thought that way I'd make 2 waffles for 2 different meals. And I filled this up and I put pouring water in. I thought, you've got too much water. And I looked at it, and instead of tablespoons, I'd gone to ounces. So I looked at what I had, and I had enough to put 1 more. So I went and got oatmeal, poured that oatmeal and mixed it up. I made 3 of them. They were very good. I had two fuelings in 1 day, and the third one I saved, and I had that in the morning the next day. And it was really good.
It was a brownie and a pancake all mixed together.
Mixed together with 7 ounces of water. Yes.
Yummy.
And it made 3 nice ones. They were the right size, round and thick, perfect. And I had 3 fuelings out of it. So that was
awesome.
just a mistake.
Okay.
Thank you.
Life is a journey.
Yes.
Your life is a journey ahead of you. Each day is a new beginning. Yesterday is a friend that will guide you. There will be good times and bad times. Cherish the good because they make life sweet. But be thankful for the bad, for through them you come to know the meaning of life. There will be times when you face difficult decisions and you won't know which way to turn. The important thing is that you make a decision and move forward. There'll be times that will test your strength and endurance, but don't give up. Refuse to accept defeat, for perseverance is the key to success. There'll be times when you make mistakes, and remember that mistakes are not a reflection of your self-worth, but of your humanity, nor do they make you less of a person. Because of the lessons you've learned, you've grown and become wiser. There will be times when you search for happiness leads to frustration and disappointment. But keep looking. Know that to be happy with the world, you must first be happy with yourself. There will be times when life seems unfair, but don't focus on this but focus on what you can do to make the best possible life for yourself. There'll be times when fear stands in the way of reaching out for your dreams. Confront your fears and you will conquer them. And there will be times when your faith is shaken. But don't lose despair. Hold on whatever faith remains and rest in knowing that life truly provides every opportunity for happiness on your journey. You just need to reach out for it.
Yay. Very
awesome. Thank you very much, Margot. We got to go.
Love you guys.
Thank you. Love you. All right. Have a great trip, Wendy. Be safe.
Yes.
Have fun.
I look forward to looking at that roster. I haven't seen it yet, but keep them coming.
You have